everyone. Hello on this wonderful Friday just before Easter. And it's 10 o'clock UK time. So again, it is time for our live. And today we're going to talk about when do we use in, at, and on. Those three little prepositions that cause so much confusion for so many students. Now, some prepositions are a lot easier. For example, behind. So Emily is behind me right now. Or between. So I'm holding my purse between my phone and me. Or under. So the purse is under my phone. Those are a lot easier to understand. It's definitely true. But in, at, and on, they may be small, but they're a lot more complicated. And the main reason is because there are many, many exceptions. So, for example, we say in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, but at night. Now, there is no rule or reason why we have these exceptions in English, and unfortunately, they just have to be learned. But there are some main rules that can be really useful to know, even if there are exceptions. So let's look at these rules. And I'm mainly going to concentrate on using in, at, on as prepositions of time and of place. So let's look first at, there you go, Emily. Let's look at prepositions of time. First of all, in. So this is for longer periods of time. Very general, such as months, years, decades, centuries. So for example, in April, in 2022, in the 20th century. If we look at on next, this is for shorter, more specific periods of time, like days or dates. For example, on the 15th of April, which is today, on Friday, on Easter Friday, on Easter Monday, on Easter Sunday. At is even for more specific time, is for the most specific time reference, without saying the actual day we use. Without saying the actual day. So it's for the very specific time periods without the actual day being said. So for example, at Easter. So remember we said on Easter Sunday, but we say at Easter, talking about that specific time period, but not saying the actual day. At the weekend. So we would say on Saturday, on Sunday, but at the weekend. Because again, it's talking about that specific time period, but not the actual day. And then for telling the time, we use at. So at midnight, at 10 o'clock, at 6 o'clock in the evening. Okay, in the evening. So I have this sentence to help you try and remember when you use in, at, and on. So for example, I will see you at 10 o'clock in the morning on Friday. Okay, I'm just checking she's okay. Next, let's use the prepositions for place. So in, again, this is more general. I'm talking about larger places. So for example, in the UK, in the mountains, in Edinburgh. Okay, on is, again, we go more specific. So for example, on 5th Avenue, there is the Easter Parade. On Oxford Street. So for example, I love shopping in London on Oxford Street. At is again for the most specific places. So for example, at the park, at my desk. I am at my desk now. At home, at university. So I was at home last month in the UK. Now I think where it can also get quite confusing is talking about modes of transport. So for example, it's on for public forms. So on the bus, on the train, on the plane, and for smaller forms of transport, such as on my bike, on my scooter, and also, interestingly, on foot. So that's a good one to remember, on foot. But we say in the car, in the taxi. So those middle forms of transport. So for example, he rode there on his bike, but the next day he went in his car. So I hope that sentence also helps you remember. Or you could say he rode there on his bike, but the next day he went in his car, and the following day he went on the train. Okay, so to try and help you remember when we use on and when we use in. So I hope that has helped you. I hope that has helped clarify when we use in, at, and on for prepositions of time and place. And I'm going to put in the notes below the blog that we have at Intrepid English for these prepositions so you can look at more examples. So it's goodbye from me. Oh, Emily. And goodbye from Emily. And we hope you have a oh, she wants to come and say a proper goodbye. And we hope you have the most amazing Easter and weekend.